If you talk about fashion, you must talk about Italy. Welcome, everybody. My name is Cecilia Lascialfari, co-founder of area6dov.com, creative technologist, aspiring journalist, and organizer of AWE Nite Florence event. I, along with my AWE Nite co-organizer, Antony Vitillo, am excited to see you all here. Tonight's event will showcase the evolution of the fashion industry through new technology such as augmented reality. But first, a little historical perspective to set the stage. Italian high fashion was born 70 years ago in Florence when Giovanni Battista Giorgini took the initiative to organize the first Italian high fashion show, which was held into his private residence here at Villa Torrigiani, exactly on the 12th February 1951, to the presence of American buyers and journalists who in this occasion discovered the elegance of the Made in Italy. It was an extraordinary success. The Sala Bianca of Palazzo Pitti became the stage for memorable fashion shows for many years, thanks to which Italian fashion became a worldwide phenomenon due to its economic dimension and image influence. Inside of Palazzo Pitti is situated the Museum of Fashion and Costumes, dedicated to fashion and its history. Every year, Florence, Milan, and Rome hosts a series of fashion events, and not only, that are among the most prestigious and important kermesse in the international scenery. Our overview of digital Italian fashion in XR originates in Florence, passed through Milan, London, Dubai, Tel Aviv, Paris, and New York, and showcases how the fashion industry is using new technology in the XR sector. This event, entirely dedicated to digital fashion, is hosted by AWE Nite Florence, organized by me, Cecilia Lascialfari, and Antony Vitillo, and feature digital entrepreneurs Stefano Galassi, Erika Lamperti, Lea Palomba, Leetee Wang, who will share their digital fashion experiences. And now, please welcome Antony Vitillo.
Hello everyone, I'm Antony Vitillo. Some of you knows me as the Scared Ghost. I'm AR technology since 2014, and I work both as a developer, consultant, and also as a blogger. I love to talk about this technology exactly, I guess, like all of us in this event. So I don't want to talk a lot about myself. I'm just very happy to be here in this event talking about digital fashion because it is one of the biggest trends of the last months. Before introducing the first speaker, I also want to tell you that we like a lot of this kind of AWE Nite Florence that we like to interact with everyone. So I invite you to speak a lot in the chat, and let's all interact all together with the speakers among us, so that to create a better community for AR and VR. So having said this introduction, for me it's a big honor to introduce from Milan Miss Erika Lamperti, that is ILEX co-founder and CEO, and Miss Lea Palomba, that is the CEO of ILEX. They will briefly introduce their company, their super interesting company ILEX, and give an overview of their fashion labels approach to digital fashion and the potential unlocked by augmented reality. So welcome Erika, welcome Lea. So let us know these cool things about hair and fashion.
Thank you, Antony. Thank you, Cecilia, for this event. It's incredible that we're able to talk today about augmented reality fashion in the realm of digital fashion. I'm the co-founder and CEO of ILEX, and I'm here today with Lea. Pretty easy to find from the preview videos, and she's the CEO, and she will talk later. What is ILEX? ILEX is an augmented reality fashion enabler, which is building currently ordrop.com, which we can probably say that is the first marketplace of AR clothing and accessories to be worn online on social media and soon in live streaming channels. So think about Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitch, Discord, Trailer, and the new ones that are arising right now. Ordrop is a platform and marketplace, and is about connecting fashion labels and independent designers creating AR fashion items with a universe of buyers and let's say young personas who are willing to buy digital items online and express themselves with limitless creativity. We are going through an issue right now, especially in this post-COVID scenario. I like to call it post-COVID, as fashion companies are looking for new ways to engage with customers, especially young ones. And they want to add new revenue streams aside the physical, because the physical is not really selling as before. On the other side, we have Gen Zers, which are 18 to 24 years old consumers, who aren't really buying for a need anymore, but are buying because they want to express themselves, their creativity, and they are obsessed about being fresh in their looks, in their appear. And in this perspective, we are doing something to help them to find a way to express themselves online without buying fashion, so that we are not impacting the environment, and we are giving a cool alternative to physical fashion. The opportunity is with AR. AR is changing the world, and this is being strongly accelerated by the pandemic. Clothing are adapting to this, and we can actually dress for the virtual worlds right now, as I'm actually doing right now with this cap. The solution and the mission we have is to provide these young customers with latest trends of fashion, garments, accessories, realized in partnership with labels. We're going through a lot of agreements with indie designers and soon with labels to do such things, and then give the possibility to users to wear these items on social media channels. We are huge fans of AR, and we say that AR is the solution because it boosts engagement with Gen Z, as it is an innovative channel for growth. Labels that are adopting AR are being perceived as innovators, as you know, AR is still being tapped right now by the players in the industry, and not many of them are doing this. A lot of them are experimenting with 3D, but 3D is a lot less performing, as it is static, it's not real time, and it doesn't have body tracking. And aside all this, which is not less important, there's zero environmental impact involved. And you know, you are probably all aware of the fact that the fashion industry is the second most polluting industry in the world. And just to give you an idea, a pair of jeans life cycle uses 3,800 liters of water in its lifetime. And this is crazy impressive. The business model we have is divided into two parts: a B2B service to brands that are now reaching out to realize stuff for those social media channels, and the B2C platform I was talking to you about. On the B2C platform, we are selling digital fashion, as I was telling you. The platform, which is now a beta version, so it needs a lot of improvement, and we are working on that right now. It's currently limited to a body tracking related to the head and the neck, but it will soon enable users to do much more. So we are experimenting a lot, again, this hooks, let's say, and create stuff. We are going to release a lot of items in the following month with designers that we call artisans. And the products we do, it's something I love to talk about, are AR items crafted purely for the digital world. The artisans, as we call them, playing with the name AR artisans, are selected and for doing so, and they are willing to do a lot more than send through their creations to us. They have to be willing to collaborate on the content surrounding the collection and create imagery that we can share on social media. I'll now leave Lea talk to you with this beautiful bandana about the opportunities and the marketing perspective. Thank you.
Thank you. And I was changing hats because of Walter that was saying in the chat, oh, I like the hat. We're like, yeah, we like them too. So thank you very much for giving me the intro. I have a few things that I want to tell you about. So we have been talking about test and learn, and I'm particularly passionate about it. A bit because I'm a bit of a data freak, and a bit because, as Erika was saying earlier, when we're talking about 3D experience, you don't get as many data, but when we're talking about augmented reality fashion, we get a lot of data instead. And this data, of course, has value, so it can be used for a range of opportunities. One of the pilots that actually from August this year, and the pilot was run with Missoni, and the idea behind it was about understanding which pattern was going to work better for the customers. And this is something that AR allows you to do. So you can actually get real-time data to understand where your production should be going. So a great opportunity to affect the end-to-end process a bit in a different way of thinking about fashion as a production environment. On the marketing side as well, we have an opportunity. So I think we have seen it like just a few days ago. Valentino, for example, they have a pair of glasses, and they've been creating the digital version of the physical glasses as a way of interacting with Gen Z. So as a way of interacting with the population that is between 16 and 24, and that are particularly engaged with the social media channels. So they're always looking for something that is a bit different and something that is very engaging. I've always liked to think about how the attention span is changing. So we know that millennials, they have about a 12 seconds attention span, and right now Gen Z is getting more on the 8 seconds. If you want like a reminder about it, think that it's lesser than the attention span of the goldfish, but actually what it is as well a trained eye that Gen Z is getting about how quickly they understand if something is interesting or not. So they are very, very, they have a very refined sense about it. And this thing that is very interesting that comes with AR fashion from the test that we have been running is the fact that attention span for us is not in seconds, but is actually minutes. So it's incredibly engaging. This is very important when we're thinking about conversions, because the path to bigger conversions in marketing is actually marked by many mini conversions, so by many small moments of interactions that are going to be leading to a larger engagements. And when we are seeing that the numbers that we get in terms of engagement and conversions are so important, is an incredible opportunity. When we're thinking about this one, we're not the only one believing in it. We have been lucky to meet a range of companies and accelerators that have been trusting us. So FTA, NYU, we have worked with AWE New York as well. As I think Erika was mentioning earlier about CIS 21, where we actually had the opportunity as well to present Ordrop. So a range of signs that we're getting from the market, that the market is ready and that there is an appetite for it. But we're also seeing it on the press, and we're seeing on a few trends that I want to share with you about. We know that there is a constant contamination between fashion and gaming. We have seen this contamination go for years, I would say, but I think it's getting more visible right now. It's getting more visible as well for those ones that are not so much in the gaming industry, because it's getting so popular. And of course, 2020 has been a big year in terms of growth. So the numbers of consoles for gaming over this year has been grown exponentially. So has been the sales of Oculus. So a lot of very interesting numbers that we have been seeing. Right now, if you collect, for example, with Zepeto, you're going to see that there are Gucci items that are on sale to dress the avatar. And this is like right now as we're talking. So you cannot purchase them with some coins. So that is one layer of contamination. But Gucci is quite known for doing it because they've done something similar as well with the Sims, where it's possible to purchase Gucci branded items for your avatars. And we have seen it the other way around as well. So we're seeing as well how gaming is inspiring fashion, how gaming is inspiring what a younger generation is wearing, so that they bring their digital gaming world into their physical world. And we have seen something in that sense, for example, with Louis Vuitton, with League of Legends. But in this sense, we see as well new trends that come from the retail experience as well. I'm not sure if anyone of you has seen it recently, but in the London Fashion Week that is actually running, there is a big advertising, that is a big outdoor billboard, but they've done as well something on social media so that you can get inside a store that is for Machine A. And what you can get is you get inside an AR experience from your mobile phone. So it can be very, very fun. As we've said, is very, very engaging. The last one that I found particularly fun is the one that you see here on the right-hand side. This one has been done together with a magazine. So a new example of phygital, of the way how the two things are interacting together. So from the magazine, you can take a picture, or you can actually take from the camera of your mobile phone an image, I think it was a QR code, and then from that one you can bring the model inside your space. So you can really see the catwalk happening within your living room. So it's incredibly, incredibly fun. And these are very, very recent examples. In particular, the one from Vogue Singapore was very recent. But I think that what we are saying is that there is a huge opportunity here. It's a market definitely growing. We are always interested in learning more, so we do apply open innovation. We're always looking for new partners to interact with. So if you're interested about it, please do reach out for us because you have the contacts. I think that sometimes we might think that this idea is ahead of time, but actually it's something where there is already tremendous demand. So we are the first movers to capture this opportunity and expand on this topic. I would hand over the word back to Antony, but thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to reading the questions.
Okay, so thanks, Erika. Thanks, Lea. Your hat has been a great success in the chat. You have already 4 customers, so we want also 20% share what you're going to sell. I invite everyone that can have questions for Erika and Lea to write them in the chat, so we can spare time giving already the word to the new speaker. If you have a question, I have some myself. Let's write them in the chat, and Lea and Erika can answer them. So Cecilia, it's your time to speak.
And now I'm happy to introduce from Dubai, Mr. Stefano Galassi, co-founder and managing director, startup Bootcamp Fashion Tech. Stefano will focus on fashion tech disruption and will showcase the latest innovative trends in the fashion tech business. Welcome, Stefano. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you all. So hi, from Dubai. It's a great pleasure to stay here connected today, and then also to be part of this great panel when women entrepreneurs like such Erika and Leetee and Lea, they are leading the way with their solution. I'm very proud to be part of this community. And thank you so much to AWE organizing this great plenary session. Let me go through quickly about who I am. The managing director, as you said, the founder of this global fashion tech chapter of Startup Bootcamp. What that Startup Bootcamp does, next please, is an innovation ecosystem. We see today how we're gonna face some new context and new challenges, and then also we're gonna do quick touch base some fashion tech trends. Next please. So we have, as a Startup Bootcamp, we started our company since 2010. We have been running more than 43 programs in 28 cities in more than 22 countries. So we can easily say that we are a global player. Who are our partners in fashion tech? You can recognize some of those brands, including Prada, Valentino, Stone Island, all the most important textile manufacturer in Italy and Europe, and the right side, the tech digital players, names like Accenture, Data Group, Jellyfy, PwC, VAR Group, and many more. So what we do, we try to connect those fashion tech soul all together. And what are some numbers? We have been received approximately in 2 years, more than 2,000 applications. We met one by one more than approximately 400 companies from 30 countries. And we finally selected just 20. The next chapter will be how we do work in open innovation. We are not alone in this world, but we try to connect with all the different most important players. Important academies like director with the Politecnico, but also teaching Bocconi, Marangoni, but also important other players like Greenhouse Chalhoub here in Dubai, where I'm sitting here today, but also Viva InnoSpace in Shanghai, Viva Technology in Paris with the Lumage, and also in New York with the Fashion Tech Lab and Luxury Institute. So today I would like to touch base quickly what are the most important challenges after the pandemic in the market. So store closure, less human interaction, reduced production, the showrooms closing, and all those challenges bring us to this new emerging tech disruption you're gonna see here in this video. Let me see the video and then I'm gonna go through some of the most important of those fashion tech disruption. What does it mean, fashion tech disruption? As you can see in the video, we are very active in 3 main areas: omnichannel scale, sustainability as a business, and industry 4.0. And the 3 different clusters somehow are all them interconnected, and they start to create a new opportunity where market, technology, consumer needs, and business opportunities, they're all intersected. So I'm gonna touch today some topics like esport gaming, also social life shopping, XR everything, and sustainability as a business. Let me start by the first one. I'm not gonna try to be exhaustive, but just give you some quick highlights to open the discussion today. Social life shopping is an intersection between social, of course, commerce, retail, and entertainment and fun. This trend comes from China. They started 2 years ago, but now also they started also in Europe with Chiara Ferragni and Lancôme. And this is going to be the next big things in trying to interact with your shoppers in everyday life where they are very active. This one, so please have a look what's going to happen with social life shopping. The second big trend that we see that's going to be becoming a big trend, but Erika can tell us better, e-sport, e-gaming, e-luxury. We see there in this intersection also somehow, I would call it a Hollywood retail show, because it's something that will evolve very fast. We expect the e-sport audience will arrive more than 600 million customers and active users in 2 years from now. So this means some brands are already very active in this space, and they're gonna play a great way to engage them differently, and also where the brands are, also where the shopper are. So Gucci is starting to lead in this way, also creating their own avatar with all the digital twins. So the digital twins will become huge trend opportunity in the market. Next. So here we come to the most juicy topic of today, what we call mixed reality, XR, everything. So we have 3 main directions. How you can digitalize products, places, people. What does it mean, products? Product, imagine that the now fashion show need to totally go on, almost go digital, you know? So the digital twin can play an important role in the entire value chain, in the design, in the production, in the communication, but also after sales. So the digital twin, digitalized product will be not anymore or longer like just a chance. By the next 2 years will be a new way to work from design the product until the final consignment, also the commerce. So we're now building the digital highway where company like the one that's leading by Erika and Lea and Leetee from New York is gonna doing a great stuff. Places. Let's imagine also, I mean, with COVID-19, I mean, we cannot go to each single store. So store need to reinvent themselves to become experience-driven commerce, where you're not anymore just boring, but they need to be very interactive, right? But also showrooms. Imagine big luxury brands in Paris during fashion week. If the showroom is closed, no buyer can go to the store to the visit. The showrooms, how they're gonna make the sales? How they're gonna make the sales to the buyers, to the professional buyers? So also digital showroom will be an important role. So places means showrooms, mall, and store. And the third one is about people. Let's call also avatar, but not only avatar. Anyone that can be actually the expression of our digital representation in this world. And this will become huge in the coming months, and also will be a great opportunity for company, brands, and services provider. We're gonna spend a lot of our time in these digital environments. So we also will need to have our digital hats, not anymore physical hat, but the digital one as they proposed it before. This actually will be the new normal. So we need to actually define better what does it mean in terms of opportunity. So I know that I have just 10 minutes. I don't want to go further, it's just 9 minutes now. Antony, if you like to address any question, I would be happy to address this question.
Okay, so we can see if someone from the chat to invite people to ask questions about what you just said. In the meantime, maybe I can I can ask you if someone wants to become one of my usual questions to people. Many people want to become an entrepreneur and do innovative things. So since you work with entrepreneurs every day, if someone wants to become an entrepreneur in digital fashion, so what will be your top advice to him to get started and succeed?
Fall in love with the problems and find the solution. Be obsessed with the solution. Be a startupper is like a religion. You need to be obsessed every day, any moments, and then without never give up. I mean, when we select startups, we select them about the team, of course, the technology, the business model, financially run, all of those aspects, of course. But the team, especially in early stage company, is really the most important things. Because the entrepreneur, the co-founder vision, the background, the attitude towards problems. You know, when we had, the COVID, the pandemic, many of the startups start feeling like very depressed. Instead, I told them, this is the biggest opportunity in your life. Turn challenging this opportunity. Some of them, they really catch this opportunity and made tremendous business. Because you are focused on the challenges of the brands or the consumer needs, you can identify the solution and working hard to make the solution really applicable and scalable. And this is why we are here, because I mean, there's such entrepreneurs that can really lead the way.
And some people that contact me and we talk about in the communities, they say that they're afraid in entering these new fields because they say, okay, but when the pandemic ends, as you say, the pandemic is a terrible thing. It's ruining the life of us and many people in the world, but it is also a great opportunity for technology. So we can talk about this for sure, but many people told me, yes, but what happens when the pandemic ends? Are we sure that these trends are going to stay, like virtual events? I work with virtual events, so virtual events, digital fashion, blah, blah, blah.
I've been working in this sector basically all my life since approximately 20 years in fashion tech. I was always the guy, bringing innovation to the big guys, senior people, and I always been fired multiple times when I was talking like to the luxury brands. Social media is arriving. I almost been fired. Then also again, I will say commerce will arrive. Almost been fired. RFID, logistic, and then startups, and then open innovation. Now is the moment where the acceleration, digital acceleration, really taking the way. There is no way back. No way back. It's going to be a new normal. This is going to be a wave that's going to become the new normal. when actually those companies will acquire new solution in the way to engage billions of clients. Such entrepreneur like founder, fast retailing founder that have the pleasure to meet personally is called Tadashi Yanasan, and also the richest person in Japan, but he's a visionary guy. He ran a company of $14 billion, $14 billion. And 5 years ago, he asked me, help me to create my omnichannel vision. And he said, I have 100 million customers around the world. How I can actually engage them and moving from transaction to relationship? And the only answer was through digital. And now digital is not only available to create this relationship, but also to digital transform all the sector. The way the company that used to be product-centric need to become now digital empowered. So creativity will lead the way anyhow, human creativity, but the digital need to be actually infused in each single department of the fashion houses, from design, from production, logistics, retail, social commerce, after sales, all around. If they don't move to the platform ecosystem, will this disappear? If I reply to
I've seen some questions for you in the chat. People are excited to speak with you. And Alan Smithson, that is an amazing AI professional and also influencer, is asking you, in your opinion, which is the biggest problem to be solved in digital fashion?
We start always about the challenge. Thank you for the question. I see 5 big challenges now. One big challenge is about realizing the highway for the digital products. So even before is culture. So culture means the top executive need to embrace the new solution, and they're a little bit afraid, to having this faster speed. So the first topic is about culture, so executive culture. The second one is more about integrating the digital solution in the existing enabling factor. Otherwise, the fashion houses have not this sophisticated IT platform. So the startups need to be plug and play without giving too much headache to the IT digital operation. The third one will be more about how digital can also become a way to become more efficient, so sustainable. We produce a Vogue report with Vogue worldwide, how digitalization can really empower also sustainability. The fourth big challenge is about how to reach multiple clients around the world, keeping the level of experience high. I mean, it's digital, is anyone the same, but we need to provide personalized experience to any of our customers if we are luxury brands. And the fifth one, the last, is going to be how you can train your staff in store to fully be integrated between digital and retail experience.
Okay, there is the time for another question from Felipe Santelio. Stefano, what is the most user-friendly XR experience that you have used this year?
Friendly, this is a nice question also. I see many. Ones I really like it. This coming to support the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. It's a very nice app that basically support and train with small challenge everyday habits of all our staff. So basically you download the app. If you want to become more sustainable, you can actually, through a digital gamification game, you can start learning how to reduce water when you wash your teeth, how actually you can extend the life of your clothes buying second-hand. Very gaming digital app. I just discovered recently, but it was sponsored by United Nations, and I think that this should be the way, mixing up digital platform content, education, gaming with a nice purpose. And that's actually it's called AWE. I'm really encouraging anyone to use it as more like a step forward to more digital sustainable world.
Okay, I think unluckily your time is up, but the people that want to ask questions to you and your team can put them in the chat, and Stefano, someone else that works with the team can answer them. So thanks a lot, Stefano, for these cool insights. I really love speaking with you and listening to your talk.
This is great. Thank you to organizing such important food for thought for anyone. Anyone can reach me back on my LinkedIn and follow us our activity. We really believe in open innovation. So we are here to share knowledge, not to keep it for ourselves. So this is our job. So happy to support, collaborate with any one of you in one of your future projects. We are here to make it happen.
Okay.
Anna will stay here from my team, and then we'll actually collect eventually all the support. You can write directly to her. She's gonna help me to coordinate all the follow-ups. Thank you so much and wish you the best. Thank you, Cecilia, for the invitation. Thank you, Erika, to also represent, and Leetee, that is one of our startup. I know she's gonna go doing a great job. Thank you.
Thanks, Stefano.
No, Stefano,
really
thank
great.
you.
Thank you,
Ciao.
Stefano. And now I'm happy to introduce Miss Leetee Wang from New York, co-founder and CEO of Load, that will explain us what next-gen immersive shopping is. Welcome, Leetee. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much. So yes, as mentioned, I am Leetee. I'm co-founder and CEO of Load. I'm an architect turned virtual world builder, and that basically means I used to run an XR design agency specializing in interactive and spatial development for games and entertainment. And so today I'm here to talk about the next generation of shopping experiences and how AR can empower them. I was watching the first AWE Florence event last week, and something really shocked me when someone said, when comparing VR to AR, that AR could be called just a measuring tool, something that helps to measure and visualize IKEA furniture, which, to its credit, is definitely out there and is very useful. But actually, what we think is the most successful AR experiences, we think of apps like Snapchat and Pokemon Go. And their success stems from fostering creativity, building social connections, and being every bit as interactive and immersive as VR experiences. So AR is actually really good at projecting out exciting experiences and allowing you and your space to be part of them. So this leads me to what I'd like to explore with you today, how we can learn from successful AR experiences to build out the next generation of shopping experience. So I'm exploring who it's for, how shopping can be empowered by AR, and what brands and customers can benefit. So this is how next generation consumers approach fashion. According to McKinsey, Gen Z and young millennials will make up 50 to 60% of the fashion market by 2025. They overwhelmingly value experiences over products and prefer to have more than just one fixed identity. They refuse to put themselves in boxes, online or offline. A unisex hoodie can be dressed up or down. Hanging out with friends can be done in real life or on Fortnite. They can match a real jacket to a virtual accessory. What's real and what's virtual is freely interchangeable. Gaming has lost its exclusivity. It's gone from nerdy to normal, with 70% of next-gen consumers calling themselves gamers. And because of this, gaming isn't just about games anymore. It's about hanging out, customization, and having a very stunning, visceral experience. So this attitude of these digitally native consumers makes it necessary for brands to be part of their world and place products where they would see them, not in magazines or on runways, but on live streams and games and interactive apps and on social media. So this is how AR can empower brands. So there are a lot of startups right now operating in the fashion industry that are trying to build the IKEA measuring tool for fashion. There are fashion apps that try to find the right fit or focus on other visualization solutions that don't necessarily make an experience more fun or attractive. I actually think AR can have a much bigger impact than that. At our startup Load, we believe AR can be used to re-engage the next generation of consumers and re-inspire them with the fantasy of fashion. So we can use the same principles of engagement to be interactive, creative, and social, to provide brands with a way to communicate with their identity to a younger, more skeptical consumer. So at Load, we're creating augmented reality shopping app with virtual gamified boutiques that aims to be the most entertaining fashion marketplace to date. We aim to provide an immersive user experience without having to put on any glasses. So how do we create that immersive feeling? Well, the key is to have you behave the same way on an app that you would when you're walking into a real store. So for that, we use both sides of the phone camera. The back-facing camera shows a portal to a virtual boutique, as you can see. Each doorway leads to a space that's unique to the brand's DNA for consumers to discover the experience in the story and, of course, be able to walk around and pick out products. The front-facing camera allows you to try on products, styling multiple pieces from the same brand or different brands, and giving you the ability to extend your closet to virtual items and mix and match them with real items. So this is how we're creative, social, and interactive. For creativity, we're building large-scale AR experiences built using gaming engines where consumers can be creative not only with what they try on, but also with the spaces that they choose to explore. And interactive, by having experiences that are fully 3D, and you can approach every experience the way that you would in real life. And gamified because of the way we provide targeted or limited edition experiences to consumers. We're social because we allow for the ability to shop with friends and get feedback from what they're trying on. We're including streaming experiences and social sharing because it's a way to combat digital fatigue, of feeling disconnected. It's always much better to share experiences with friends. So what is the impact of immersive shopping for brands? Well, luxury brands have long realized and taken advantage of the fact that the environment is just as important as the products themselves when it comes to providing inspiration. And so using AR, brands are able to create a virtual lifestyle and culture around their products. They can play the game of exclusivity versus accessibility by creating this virtual doorway that is targeted at certain groups of users and is used as a way to launch limited editions. On Load, stores can be unique to each brand in each season. Considering currently how e-commerce websites looks very similar, for example, Balenciaga and Palm Angels, but instead their 3D destinations can be drastically different, capable of reflecting the brand's DNA and feeling much more like you're walking into part of their brand universe. So once we've built out the initial store, it's very easy to make alterations to make it feel very different every season. We can change everything from style, placement of products, and atmospheres to fit each new collection using libraries to make alterations. So we can, for example, go from a snowy hillside to a desert to a nightscape to provide an entirely new experience in a few days instead of weeks. As an architect, I find this really interesting because it also means brands are able to test out store ideas and gauge public reaction before building out a real store on location, which could be extremely costly with a lot of unknowns. So here are some facts and figures on why virtual experiences could be so powerful. They're a catalyst for personal expression and a way for brands to create an emotional connection with consumers by allowing them to dream. We're seeing triple the session times as users take more time to explore and discover products, and more brand impressions because we tend to remember things in 3D and not 2D, and have 200% conversion rates because it's already rather delightful and luxurious to be able to handle a virtual product. But when you add in the experience, then you're able to have these amazing memories and aspirations about a brand. So those are the most focused impacts on AR, but I definitely think that there can also be more far-reaching impacts. For brands and users, having a digital garment living in a digital space also means that experiences and stories can be extended. For example, gaming collaborations become more feasible once products are digitized and can be implemented in games with user-generated content like The Sims. This opens up enormous possibilities for brands to reach new consumers and design for this next generation. So if you'd like to discover more for yourself what the future of shopping experiences looks like, we are getting very close to our launch. So I would encourage you all to go to our website, shopload.io, and subscribe to be first to try out our app. Also, I will put my email in the chat and you can definitely come at me with any questions that you have. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Leetee, for this amazing presentation. I was really admiring the visuals and all the work that you've done in the application, the presentation, everything. Really great job. You have some we have like 2 minutes before starting the official debate. Since you finished a bit earlier, I just want to ask the same question asked in the chat to Lea and Erika. I see that you're working a lot with AR, of course. I've seen that you worked a lot with augmented reality, all 3D, etc., etc. I think what you're doing can also be very cool in virtual reality. So I wanted to ask you if you also work with VR, if yes, what you've done, if no, why?
Yeah, well, it's very interesting actually, because in the beginning we started in VR, back when it was like the new wave of VR that was coming along. But we found a lot of difficulties in the idea that everyone had to get a headset. It was very difficult to set up. We didn't reach a lot of people. And so for us, it was much easier to switch our entire business model to AR, because we truly believe that we can build the same amount of immersive features on mobile than we have on glasses. But of course, because the way we model all of our spaces, we design everything ourselves. And so we have a lot of control to be able to transfer those spaces from AR to VR. And so eventually, when there is more of a crossover and more people have the gear to go into fully immersive spaces, we would be right there with them.
Sachi Tapari asks you instead, so before the debate, asks you if do you think that the concept of the virtual store, for instance, is here to stay in the long run?
I really do, because I think there is a lot that we can do virtually that is completely impossible in a real store, you know? And so I think in terms of being able to conceptualize a wider range of ideas and to have exclusive events and bring and really to target certain people with certain kinds of spaces and certain kinds of moods, I think that kind of stuff is definitely here to stay. I do think there is going to be a rush back out to stores as soon as everyone reopens, but at the same time, technology like this, people are starting to see some really long-term benefits that don't have anything to do with not going into a real store. I think the long way to answer your question is that we are actually developing our app so that there will be location-based options as well. And so sooner or later, it's going to be more of a hybrid between virtual and real.
Wow, so let's start officially the debate. So and I want to talk with you also about the long-term future perspective of what you're talking about. So I think that we are all inside AR and VR, and we love these technologies, but at the same time, we still need some years before they are completely integrated into mainstream behavior, probably, especially if we talk about glasses, the time becomes longer. But I want to talk with you, so what are your vision about this future? So Erika and Lea, speaking about what you're working on now, so what do you think will happen in the next 5 years in digital fashion? Let us dream a bit.
So I'm taking the word here just because it's so difficult, right? I think if you would have asked me 18 months ago what was going to happen in 5 years, I probably had a better idea compared to what I have today, simply because the world has been moving so much faster than we could have ever imagined. That I believe that probably this is true as well for us as many other startups where we had a plan ahead. For sure, I think it's going to become more normal, the adoption of the technologies. I think also I think that the numbers are telling us that there is a much broader adoption as well about more glasses. So it's definitely going to become, I think, more mainstream. On the fashion side, I'm very curious about what we're going to be getting to for body tracking as well, for the way they are experience inevitably. That is something that everyone is very interested about. But I'm very curious about how much brands are going to be able to do in terms of the end-to-end process. So how much the adoption is going to affect them.
Interesting. And you too, as Leetee, see a lot the future becoming more integrated. So now, in the beginning, we were all physical. Now we are all digital because of the COVID. Do you think that the future will be a merging of digital and physical? Will be only digital? So how do you imagine it, the future of fashion?
I think it's very much less Ready Player One. Like, I don't imagine everything to be exclusively digital. I think there's definitely going to be a mix of digital and physical. But I do see that the fact that we spend most of our days online, that's not going to change. Like, even if it's online on your phone or any other way, that is staying. And so I think for us, it's about how do we build a lifestyle out of that? How do we actually live online in a better, more interesting way and expose ourselves in a really interesting way compared to now where it's very much still like playing videos or text-based or things like that. So it's still, we're not fully integrated yet into how we could be more digital versus physical. So I think that is really interesting. And I think for fashion, that would open up a lot of doors to kind of change the rules of design and to go from designing only for the physical to actually being able to change the physics of everything and do whatever you want, and how that would kind of change the language overall, I think would be really interesting.
Wow, yes. And Anna, since you are working with Stefano, you also have been able to examine how the startup ecosystem in digital fashion is growing, what are the new trends. So what are the new trends that are coming up today that you think will become super relevant in 5 years? So outside of seeing today, so what is think that are new trends in digital fashion that we should know about, and what interesting companies are coming to light?
Yes, for sure. The personalization and the digitalization of the fashion, like for example, as we are looking today in virtual reality, augmented reality, and also the personalization of the shopping through customization of the shopping experience, like a survey creator that will help more the customer to have feedback from the brand, and also like fitting the dress, the size of the customer to search on internet and help them during this process. These are some trends that are really popular now, and I think that they will impact more in the future, and with the 3D and all this stuff. I think these are the most important trends in the omnicanality vision.
Okay, talking back to Erika and Lea and their wonderful hats. So, as a technologist, I want to ask you about VR. I also want to ask you about AR glasses. If you have the opportunity also to play with them and digital fashion with this, we all dream about a future where we have AR glasses on our face every day. So, how do you imagine the future with them?
We're waiting for it. We're waiting for it. We're very excited about we're seeing it coming. And you know, if the virtual glasses that are supposed to be out this end of this year are going to be supporting in a nice way, helped also by 5G, the augmented reality, actually, I believe that we are able to wear digital items as normal ones, like really literally mixing up real and unreal in the very same look. Because if we wear the glasses, you can have something on, even a jacket or maybe a full outfit. What we're missing in technology-wise is the body tracking, is the full body tracking with web AR. So right now, since we're not really making our users download any software, any app, and we're based on web, in that specific case, what we miss is a technology to make people wear the full outfit. But when we get there, it's going to be very funny, and in terms of expression and creativity online. Antony, I also wanted to ask you your view on fashion in AR. as this is something we didn't really talk about, and I would love to know your vision on that.
You want to ask me how I'm going to dress in AR? Because I'm not a great taste, to be
Exactly.
honest.
Exactly.
Probably I'll wait for digital fashion so that it will be easier for me to dress well, asking for some artificial intelligence to tell me how to dress in an easy way, just with a tickers of a switch, so without having to go to a shop and go around. So having easier way. Actually, I'm very intrigued by all of this because I'm not inside I'm not directly inside the fashion world. So this is clear, but I'm very intrigued about what is happening. So seeing all your presentation and also all the articles that I've seen all this time, because I think that the potential is amazing. I'm seeing, especially what I like of digital fashion is the impossible clothes that I'm seeing around. So not only having a hat or a jacket, I'm seeing on LinkedIn in this last week, a meta jacket. It was like a digital piece of clothing for like $100, $200, I don't remember. It was super animated, was very cool cyberpunk style, had the logos, had the digital display here. So I loved it because it's not just normal kind of fashion. It's fashion that meets gaming, meets cyberpunk, meets all this kind of stuff. So I think everyone can customize better his clothing depending on their personality using this kind of impossible clothes. And when we all wear AR glasses, we could wear them all the day. So I could just say, okay, today I want to wear this. I hit a button and everyone in the world sees me wearing that. So this is my dream for digital fashion.
Exactly.
Without
I agree with
laundry,
you.
I have to say it. Without having to do any laundry out of that, it's worth it.
No ironing, no laundry. Yeah. Women perspective here. Yeah.
Yeah, also no ironing. So of course that's amazing. We all dream of this future. I want to ask a last question to Anna. What is, in your opinion, the biggest problem in in creating the connection between the fashion brands that some of them are using very traditional way of making clothes, etc., with a very tech and digital startup and new technologies in AR/VR. Do you think that there have been difficulties in these two worlds merging, or it has been a natural connection?
I think that for sure, at the beginning, maybe there was some problem, difficulty, for sure, to make all more real, close to the reality. But through this technology and this new and the development of the technology, now it's all very close to the reality. And this is, from my side, it's fantastic. It will help a lot the fashion trends, and I'm sure that will develop more. And yeah.
Okay, so the time is up. I really want to thank all the speakers, Lea, Erika, Leetee, Anna, and Stefano, because today I've learned a lot speaking with you. It was also cool reading all the questions and the answers, everything happening in the chat. I love this sparkling community that is around AWE Nite Florence. Thanks everyone for joining us in the chat. Me and Cecilia are writing the links for our upcoming events. We're still deciding the topic. It will be announced very, very soon. And thanks for watching. And let's all connect each other also with the speakers that have spoken today. I think that we will reach them on LinkedIn, on the emails that they have written in the chat. So we wish you a great day in AR and VR, and let's all dress with a cool ways like Lea and Erika with virtual hats. Bye-bye.
Bye, thank you.
Bye, Antony.
Thank you all. See you soon.
Ciao.
Bye, Cecilia. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you all for being here. See you soon at the next AWE Nite Florence. All the best. Have a good day. Bye.